Brittanee Drexel, star soccer player at Gates Chili High School in Rochester, New York, 17 years old when she went missing out of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The date is April 25th, 2009, about 8 p.m. April 25th, 2009 is a 4-day. The 3 letters of the day that will be found in and around her and her case are D, M, and V. And these relate to persons, places, or things. This is a day where water, chemicals, drugs, and alcohol were used. Britney was either given drugs, alcohol, or was doing them on her own. Roots like 13, 31, 40, 44, and 22 will be involved in the roots around her in her disappearance. There are as many as 4 people involved in her disappearance. Color of the day is blue for water. D is actually in her last name, Drexel, so there's a D clue. What does the V stand for? I understand that she had a very good friend there with her named Viet. Other D words and places will be found around her disappearances. So will the letters M and V. The fact that she was 17, 7 and 1 make 8. This involves an older man, older than Britney. Woods and water will be involved. Once again, drugs, alcohols, and chemical. This is a birth or death number 8. That was the age that she was in. The year 2009 equal 11 or 2. So 2 means love and money, and 11 means friends. So it is about friends of hers or friends of the people that she went with. There is a restriction in a vehicle that is used for work, like a truck, a van, an RV, an SUV. This is white, gray, blue, or silver. I find it hard to believe that there isn't any surveillance videos other than the one that they found of her walking in and out of the lobby, and I'm not even sure that's her. It actually looks more like Crystal Souls, to tell you the truth. There is a restriction in a place where people travel, possibly a hotel, possibly a worker. This is southeast. Use the numbers above: 4, 22, 13, 31. The act itself, I feel, was emotional or impulsive. 4 means emotions. Drugs, alcohol, emotion. Someone has a sexual female appetite, especially for girls Britney's age. I also believe that there was an attack that came with a gun or a knife. There's a secret hideout in the woods, and there is something hidden in a western direction. On the program for Investigation Discovery, it reiterates Britnee Drexel left with 4 of her friends. What concerns me is that these friends, even according to the chart, Saturn in Aquarius, indicates that the friends were older, and I knew this from the chart, not knowing the case at all. Those 4 people took Britnee Drexel, 17, underage, out of the state of New York, and I think they should be held liable for that. I reiterate here, nobody had Britnee Drexel's mother's permission to take Britney out of state, let alone to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It seems to me there might be child endangerment going on here, not to mention that the individuals took Britnee Drexel down, got her into clubs, and gave her alcohol, possibly chemicals. So my question is, was there premeditation to do all this prior to Britney going missing? To confirm the number 4, there are 4 people going down with Britney in a car, taking her over state lines to South Carolina, and also there's 4 people in the room with her, all of which are older and of age with Britney. In a few months, it'll be 5 years that Britnee Drexel is missing. It's about time to end the mystery. Hasn't her family suffered enough? And for the kids that went down with Britnee Drexel, each one of you has a responsibility for taking that child out of state without the mother's permission to come forward now and tell the truth of what happened to that child. It is only a matter of time before Britnee Drexel is found. There's a reason why she is hidden. Did something happen to her? What happened to her? And all the individuals that are involved are going to be prosecuted, and the ones that knew and held back information are just as guilty as the party that actually did harm or took Britney. The sun was in Taurus when Britney left on April 25th, 2009, indicating that there was a stubbornness about Britney wanting to go, and of course the mother saying, no, I don't know your friends you're going with, something could happen. But was there also someone being stubborn and insisting that she go anyway, leading to maybe a plan, knowing that Britney would be isolated in South Carolina, alone and vulnerable? Mars is in Aries the day that Britney goes missing, indicating weapons, a knife, a gun, a surprise attack from a male, a younger male, I want to say 20s, early 30s, and this is coming from the west or behind behind. This attack is highly sexual, energetic, physical, fierce, and quick. Possible head injuries result. I repeat, a danger zone from the west of where Britney was at that moment. The sign of Aries is highlighted as Mars means Aries, and so does the first house mean Aries. Aries could be one of the signs that would have attacked her. This person is a leader. Jupiter is in the sign of Aquarius, indicating a large group of friends, a group of friends. Venus is then in the sign of Pisces, along with Aquarius being in Pisces. This is the direction west. This is woods and waters, indicating that a female is taken to a shed, a garage, dumps, a basement, woods and water, west. This also feels to me like a female was given alcohol and or drugs and put into a sleep state. This is one of the predictions that comes from Venus in Pisces, and also Aquarius, meaning friends, are in Pisces there, hiding secrets. This is secrets. This is the location of electronics and possibly the cell phone, west. The direction of that day, which is a total death threat to Brittanee Drexel's life, is north. This would be by a military, government, university, rock quarry, northern location, as Pluto sits in the northern hemisphere of the chart. Very often, things that disappeared during this particular Pluto and Capricorn retrograde seldom return. It is a planet that stays in a sign a long time, in a stationary zone, in an earth zone, and it says that it will take a long time to recover. This planet indicates that there is an older man involved. It indicates broken bones. It indicates abuse. It indicates a burial. The direction is north, and the sign is Capricorn. Saturn is the planet of restriction. This planet sits in the sign of Virgo, indicating that there is restriction in a vehicle, like a work vehicle, a truck, an SUV. The color would be silver, gray, blue, or white. The direction of restriction is southeast, and that could also be in an industrial area, also in a motel, southeast, in a vehicle that would be camper, recreational vehicle, again a work vehicle, southeast. I want to recap on the sun being in Taurus, because that is the time that is for love and romance and a budding relationship, and it appears that someone may have maybe turned on the charm toward Britney or made her believe that he cared about her. That to me does not point to a stranger. It points to someone that knew Britney. It also has the earmark of a predator. Was one of the friends that Brittanee Drexel went down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina with actually a predator? There has to be evidence now. The friends must know that Britney was drinking and possibly doing drugs. Who gave her the alcohol? Who gave her the drugs? These people need to be held responsible for Britney's disappearance. The person of interest in the case, Peter Brazowitz, was the last person to see Britney alive. Apparently there were 4 friends that were with her, all males. The chart with Venus and Pisces also indicates at least 1 to 2 females were present or know what happened in the disappearance of Britnee Drexel. Now I'm going to go over Britney's chart. Britney was born 10/7/1991. The chart indicates that Britney is a Libra. This is an air sign. A Libra is a 7th sign in the zodiac, and it indicates air, mental capability, thinking. She would like drama, the arts, music, dancing, balance, and of course relationships in her life. Britney had planets in the sign of Libra, the Sun, Mars, Moon. And what does that mean? Well, the Sun in Libra indicates she's a Libra native, so that designates her birthday. She's a Libra. So Libra will set the stage for her whole personality, foundation, and being as an air sign. Mental, balanced. She would be interested in being a mediator, having a lot of balance in her life, a state of perfection, but she would be a very deep thinker. The moon in the sign of Libra will make a double Libra, as a lot of us know, when you have 2 luminaries in the same sign, indicating that her emotions are balanced. She will weigh right and wrong. She has a good ethical or fairness about her emotions and the way she controls them. It is important to know that relationships of all kinds are very important to Libras, and very often they are considered social butterflies attending a lot of events. The one planet that would give Britney a problem would be Mars in Libra, and this would mean that she might be too impulsive in selecting partners or relationships. This could also make her argumentative at times, which we did see about her going to Myrtle Beach. But But Mars in this area indicates that she would have a problem with relationships. That would be arguments with males, and males could be a source of problems for her, which in this case we might be seeing. Mars is Aries, falls in Libra, so that means she would not only possibly have a problem with a Libra, but a problem with an Aries. Arguments, and yes, there are breathing difficulties here. This would mean smoking would not be good for her. Breathing difficulties, allergies, lung infections, also possible strangulation. The direction of danger in her chart is east. Generally, I look at this east of where she resided. So if there was a male that lived east of her house, this male would be a problem to her. Her lucky planet of Jupiter is in Virgo, the 6th house. This indicates that she would be able to run very fast. She was good on her feet. She would like to visit. She would like to drive a car early, so she might have wanted to get her license or her permit right away, and that she would have very good luck working in the service in the public. Venus is also in Virgo in the same house for Britney, so Venus and Jupiter conjoined say that she's very, very fortunate in the area of some kind of work that would be a service. Now, Venus is very often beauty, fashion, money, jewelry. The part of the chart in Britney's life that becomes complicated and dark is the area of friends. Saturn is there indicating older friends, retrograde, okay? Older friends from the past, older friends, indicating this is not a favored area. Older friends could be a problem, which I think we've all seen how this worked out. This is also older friends keeping secrets. Older friends are really not friends. Saturn also is father, and this is lost communication with father or not understanding father, and we now know from the media that the parents did divorce. We now have two planets in the sign of Capricorn. One is Aquarius, which means friends and older friends. Again, reiterates and confirms what I'm saying. And also Neptune in Capricorn. This is illusion, delusion, and confusion by an older man. This could also mean father. It might have broken Britney's heart at that time. It's very hard for children, some children especially, to go through a breakup of a marriage of parents. The last planet I want to talk about is Pluto. This is the planet of life and death. Pluto sits in the 8th house of Scorpio, woods and water. The direction is northeast. So where Britney lived, northeast, was a direction of death for her. It was very dangerous. Also, woods and water would be very dangerous for Britney. Along with that, a Scorpio would be a danger sign and a death sign for Britney. So basically also where Britney was staying in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, northeast, was the direction of death. Her danger zone was also east. The death zone of the day was north. So now you have north, northeast, and west as the primary target or location of Brittanee Drexel if she is deceased. Britney was 17 years old when she disappeared. In the chart, the phase of life that Britnee Drexel was in was 17 to 20. Britney Drexel was in her natural death zone, and so therefore I do not believe she's alive. Also, the direction that Britney Drexel was last seen was also she was walking in north-northeast-east pattern, which is the death zone in her chart. The location is woods and water. The water would be very deep and murky and very threatening. The bodies of water, the areas, again, would start with the letters D, M, and or V, and the number 4, 13, 31, 22, 40, 44 will be around these locations and routes. Now, for 2014, Libra has a lot of things going on in the sign. 2 eclipses will occur. Mars went into Britney's sign December 8th, 2013. There will be suspects. There will be media. There will be breaks in the case, a possible arrest. A suspect may come forward. Somebody may give us a tip. This year is a time of things happening in the sign of Libra. I've said this for Britney. I'll say it for the other Libra signs that are missing. Mars is also in the sign until middle of 2014, indicating media. Legalities will crop up. Breaks will happen. This is all coming for 2014. I hope we find Britnee Drexel this year. This is Linda Crystal. This is January 25th, 2014. Copyrighted, documented. Cell phone is in water. The northeast direction location of death is above an airport. The phone is west. It's near an electrical tower or electrical lines. I am drawn to routes 31, 544, Dick Pond Road, Mud Bay, Mill Pond Road, Mud Bay, Dividing Creek, Morgan Park, Vanderbilt Boulevard, Muddenlade, Du Bordeaux Colony, Dune Oaks Drive. I will also document here that I do believe that Britney is more north and could include states that begin with D, M, and V. This could include Virginia, Maryland. The number 4 could indicate 4 miles or 40 miles, 44 miles or 400 miles. There's a body of water that runs along 4th Avenue that looks like a canal. This is west. That may be the body of water where the cell phone is. To the west is also a body of water that looks like a river or a larger canal of some kind, and there are roads with V's in it. Vijas Drive and Harborview seem to be right in that area. The good news right now, according to the charts and progressing the chart, is that Britney seems to have some form of sunshine upon her at this point around travel, other cultures, other land, very high travel areas. Once again, this is northeast around a school, around a university. 5 indicates bright colors, so these would be orange, burgundy, reds. Also that she would be 23 years of age this year, and that puts her into a 5-year, which means media attention, awards, some kind of notoriety. Definitely a remembrance. There are bright colors around her at this time. The location seems to be historic. There's a church where many denominations and cultures go to. I want to talk to the kids and also the parents of the kids, because this is not going to go away. If your kids that went down with Britney are exhibiting any kind of strange behaviors, now this would be paranoia, this would be anxiety attacks, this would be some kind of trauma, nightmares, problems in school, addictions. You cannot repress memories if you've been exposed to something that is traumatic or dangerous. Your kids need to come forward, and you kids, I'm talking to you too, need to come forward and get this out of your system, because you cannot bury these things. They're going to come out in different ways. They might come out symptomatically as physical ailments. Parents, if your children went down with Britney, you need to look at them very closely, and you need to make a decision to have them come forward, because people will find different ways of dealing with this internally. Unfortunately, one of the options is suicide. Maybe one of those kids could be contemplating suicide right now because of what they're going through with trying to keep this memory inside if something happened to Britney and they saw it. In looking at the chart of the day, it is apparent that there was a man from the past that was probably already grooming Britney, possibly with drugs and alcohol, because the reports of her sleeping all day or skipping school coincide with those feelings that I have from looking at the chart. This would be Venus and Pisces. So from the past, there was a friend that was there that was already possibly giving Britney drugs and alcohol, and I'm also thinking there was secret communications with this person. So I'm asking to go back into the records prior to the disappearance, just before Britney left, to go to South Carolina and see what telephone communications or media communications were there between an older man that would have been on the trip with her. And then I'm thinking you're going to see that might lay the groundwork for why Britney has disappeared. My other thought is that when the friends, particularly Peter Brazowitz, left in the middle of the night to return home, it was nighttime. If something had happened to Britney earlier, then the evening or the night was the perfect opportunity to dispose of her body, unfortunately. And they couldn't wait until the morning, because then it would be for all eyes to see. So that's why they took off in the middle of the night in a hurry. Now, my strong feeling is that cell phone is west in the water, and there is other possessions and or Britney close by that cell phone, other possessions or something of Britney's that's going to confirm that she was actually there near that cell phone, but that cell phone is west in water. And I'm not sure if that is a direct line west from where Britney was. That's what I'm picking up, but that cell phone tower, is the phone west of that cell phone tower? Is the cell phone tower west of where Britney was? Then the cell phone would be west of the cell phone, but west seems to be a very key location here. This is Linda Crystal, Blog Talk Radio host, Forensic Astrology, Justice for Brittanee Drexel.